Shalom. Welcome to GmsGallows in the streets. Want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ha'Rakakwadash, whom I worship. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this word of sincerity and truth and who rule well and are still on the highways and byways after many, many years, decades, out on the streets pushing the gospel of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Men who are worthy of their crowns. All right. Undisputable. You got a bunch of misfits out there talking shit about these men. The Lord soon is going to visit you. But anyway, that's another topic right there. Salutations to all the Akim, the holy saints out there throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the gospel and doing the same. Salutations unto you. Keep pushing forth. I'm on the second run from the GMS New York camp, and coming at you with a a cry out unto the Gadites, our fellow brothers, the Gadites and the Reubenites, who are the so-called North American Indian nations. All right, which really you are all one, and calling out to the Seminole Indian nations, which really you are all one. Okay, you are, believe it or not, your story begins, all right, in the Bible. Now you may say that the Bible is a white man's book, and but that is false. Okay, just like everything else, all right, the white man tried to steal the Bible, just like he stole your lands. All right, so it's time for you to listen to um the words of the Great Spirit, as some of you will call him. Other of you will have another name for him. Okay. Some of you will call him Awa. Some of you will call him, different other names. But guess what? His real name is Yahweh. That's the Great Spirit's name, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, and long time ago, his son has visited you. All right, some of your great warriors, chiefs, and medicine men, even one that I'm going to bring out. He was known as the prophet, and I'm talking about the Shawnee Sioux Indians, so-called Indians. All right, you had Tecumseh and his brother. His brother was known as the prophet, and a town was named after him, which they called it the Prophet's Town. And I'm gonna go into it, but this is the time for you to come back to knowing who you really are. Okay, put off and put away, these fables and things that you have created for yourselves. Before you were in the Americas, you lived in the Middle East. You were the tribes of Gad and Reuben. You belong to the nation of Israel. Okay, you are the lost tribes. You are two of the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, Gad and Reuben. And I'm going to bring it out to you. And this is your history right here. All right, so I'm going to read the book of Genesis, the 35th chapter, beginning at the 23rd verse. And this is your real origins. All right, where you really come from. All right, never mind where you've been taught since you've been here in the lands of America for quite a long time. um you have been over here since I would say the 7th to 8th, I'm sorry, yeah, from the 7th century BC. Okay, in between the 7th and 8th century BC. and that's quite a long time. And what happened to you was you were part of the tribes that were taken captives by the Assyrian Empire, by the king Shalmaneser of the Assyrian kingdom, um, when we dwelt in the land of Samaria, which is the land of Israel today, in the northern parts, and we were carted off into slavery by this nation, and then we got together and we had a council, all right, that we should go to a land where never mankind dwelt, to go serve the Most High, all right, to go serve the Great Spirit, to keep His words and commandments, and to do the right thing, so that way our enemies don't try to overpower us. And that's how you, along not only you, along with other tribes, came over here to this side. Okay, after so many years, you left off from following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. His name is Yahweh, and He had commandments for us, and you left off from that. But you originally came over here to this side to do His commandments, which are found in the Bible. The Bible is your book, and I'm speaking explicitly to you North American Indians and you Seminole Indians. The Bible is your book. The Bible is not a white man's book. Okay? A lot of you, if you read the Bible carefully and you go into the laws of the Bible, you will find out that a lot of what your forefathers did, their customs, is all in the Bible. Okay? The treatment of the earth. All right. The way you carry yourself. They had a certain feast. They had certain feasts called the Feast of Tabernacles, where they set up tents. Okay, and that's where you get your so-called teepees from. There's a law that explains about having fringes on your garments, and that was to remind you of the laws. All right, the different fringes of laws that the Heavenly Father gave us. There's over 600 some odd laws in the Bible, um, and those were the laws that the Great Spirit, as you would say, uh, gave unto a great prophet. His name was Moses, to give unto us long time ago. So it's time for you to wake up. All right, and I'm not talking. If those of you who are watching this, that are North American Indians or Seminole Indians, but you believe in the Christian way of things, you know what? You leave off from Christianity. That is not the way. Okay? Now, learn a better way. We're here to teach you a better way. That you are the Israelites. You are um, part of the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, and there's nothing but concrete evidence to prove this. Now, right now, uh, I don't have the all the sources here to show you. I'm just going on the spirit of that great power, of that great spirit, and His Son, who we call Yahweh. That's the Father, and Yahweh Shai is His Son, to wake you up. Now is the time. Time is running short. Don't know if you know it or not, but this guy Trump, all right, he's the enemy, and he is, according to the Bible, he's an Edomite, and all his people, and um, the other nations are gonna destroy them with by way of thermonuclear destruction. Okay, so there's gonna be a chosen number from amongst you that are gonna wake up, all right, to make it to be delivered, all right, so that you don't be destroyed and burned by the thermonuclear missiles. Now, this all may seem as a shock to you, and or you just it's way out of this world, and yes, that's exactly what it is. I'm here to tell you that it is way out of this world, but you have to wake up to who you really are. Take this message and wake the hell up. It's time for you to start getting that old school warrior spirit that your forefathers used to have, that now you don't have. All right, you're in the reservations. You're all into the drugs, into alcohol, all these things, and you're way out of order. You need to you know, get yourself together under this banner, the Bible, okay, and know that you are part of the Hebrew Israelite nation, the real Hebrew Israelite nation, and then the Bible is for you. Your real identity is in the Bible. All right, the Gadites and the Reubenites. But right now, I'm specifically speaking to the a certain tribe, because I'm going into a certain character, certain man, okay, and certain men of the Shawnee Nation, okay, Gadites, and that, and to show you that how the Heavenly Father, the Great Spirit, was speaking to them, all right, by way of visions and voices and things like that, to let them know what they had to do. But anyway, let me go into this real quick. This is Genesis, the 35th chapter, beginning at the 23rd verse. It says, the sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn. Now Reuben, today, those are the Seminole Indians, and that's going to be another lesson. Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. These are all brothers, right? The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad. All right. So Gad is the firstborn from Jacob, our forefather, who was an Israelite, and he was a so-called black man, by the way. He was the firstborn of Jacob, our forefather, and Leah's, um, his his wife's handmaid. Okay, he was the firstborn. His name was Gad, and that's talking about you North American Indian nations. All you North American Indian nations are really one. Okay, you are all really one. You created these nations and these tribes, but really you are all one tribe. And this is the message that I'm portraying to you here. Whether you believe it or not, only an elect amongst you will get it. But this is the time for your awakening. Now this is why you were named Gad. Genesis 30 verse 11. And Leah said, a troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. It was a nomen omen. All right, meaning a prophetic name given unto you, because in the future a troop, a cavalry was going to come against you to destroy you, to take you out, to shove you into reservations, all right, and take away this goodly land that the Heavenly Father has given you. Okay, but there's a prophecy. There's a prophecy, all right, that states that you're gonna overcome these people, the so-called white man. They're the ones who did it. At the end, in the last days, you're gonna overcome them. You're gonna take back what's yours. You're gonna get the overhand over them. You're gonna overpower these people, your enemies. Okay. And this is your origins right here, Genesis 30 and 11. It says, and Leah said, a troop cometh. In other words, when she bore Gad, had Gad, there was a troop, all right, on horseback coming, and so she named you after that, Gad. And the word Gad in the Hebrew tongue, which you all speak a broken variations of the Hebrew, okay? Um, the word Gad means a troop, and that's what that means, okay? Because there was a troop that came over you, the U.S. Cavalry, and the different units that they sent after you to destroy you, okay? Um, and your name was named Gad after that. All right, it was prophetic. And this is the prophecy that we want to get into here in Genesis, the 49th chapter, in the 19th verse. It says, Gad, which is you North American Indian nations. You go by different names. You go by the Shawnee, the Choctaw, Cherokee, the Sioux, um, different names. All of you, the Apache. There's different nations. I do not know them all, but all of you are really one people. Okay, and there's gonna be a great war that's about to happen, the last war to end all wars, and we're calling you now through the spirit of the great power for all of you to come together and to consider this that we're speaking unto you now, to wake up. All right, get away. You're in. Put your houses in order. All right, come back into this word. Get yourself Bibles. Read about your real history. All right, that you are a greater nation than the nations that you have called yourselves. Okay, you are the kings of this earth. You are the princes of this earth, and the kings and the priests. So to wake up, and the prophets. So we're calling after you, the elect amongst you anyway, to wake up and to start going out there, all right, and start your camps out within the reservations, all right, and get yourself together, get yourself in order, and start teaching these words here, because the time is close at hand. You are the Gadites, all right. So wake up to this and start teaching it. It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Who was that troop? The U.S. cavalry. But he shall overcome at the last, and that's the point I'm trying to bring out to you. That you're gonna wake up and overcome your enemy, which are the Edomites, which is the so-called white man, at the last. And we are at the last right now. These are the last days. All right. So it's as long stop your heavy drinking. Okay, stop your foolishness and your folklore stories and songs, and put away the drugs. Clean yourself up. And I'm talking to all of you within the res, man. All right, you've been in the res. Their enemy put you in the res, and I just stood there, man. All right, you gave up all hope. The majority of you are not even spiritual. You're not even seeking the great spirit anymore, the most high anymore. Okay? A lot of you just said to hell with it. You're forgetting about the old traditions. You're forgetting about what your ancestors did and how much and how hard they fought. Okay? So now's the time for you to wake up and put away this foolishness. Okay? You are the Gadites. And now it's the time for you to wake up out of that sleep that you've been in. Okay? Put back that warrior spirit that you used to have. Go back. All right? Read the history. Read the history of your people. All right? Which I'm about to bring out now. Yeah, so pretty much what I'm doing, I'm land backing off of the other apostle, um, Aramla, and the elder um, Malcolm, GMS Maccabean spirit, and the spirit has come up on them to put out a cry unto you Native American Indians, all right, and you Seminole Indians, to wake up and to wake up and to go set up camps, man, and get out there and teach this word, man. Okay, come back to who you really are. Now, only a third of you will. All right, the rest they'll remain blinded in their stupidity and ignorance, and they'll die in that same stupidity and ignorance. But unto you, the elect amongst you, we call. Now, anyway, this is the story of Tecumseh, and he was a Native American Shawnee warrior chief. Okay, but he had a brother. All right, and he was known as the prophet, and the reason why he was known as the prophet, because the Most High, the Great Spirit, was speaking directly to him what they were to do. Okay. Now this is I'm gonna read this. This is from Wikipedia. Of course, you could cross-reference all this. We know that Wikipedia is not the end all be all for information, but they do have some valid info here. Okay. Now this is the Tecumseh. It says March 7th, 1768 to October 5th, 1813 is when he passed, was a Native American Shawnee warrior and chief who became the primary leader of a large multi-tribal confederacy. In the early 19th century, born in the Ohio country, present-day Ohio, and growing up during the American Revolutionary War and the Northwest Indian War, Tecumseh was exposed to warfare and envisioned the establishment of an independent Native American nation east of the Mississippi River under British protection. He worked to recruit additional members to his tribal confederacy from the southern United States. Tecumseh was among the most celebrated Native American leaders in history and was known as a strong and eloquent orator who promoted tribal unity. He was also ambitious, willing to take risks and make significant sacrifices to repel the Americans, who are Edomites, from Native American lands in old Northwest Territory. But he tried, he failed, really. Is because this land, as well as this whole earth, was given to the so-called white man, who are the Edomites in the Bible, for a certain period of time, which his time is soon approaching the end. In 1808, with his brother Tenskwatawa, the prophet, Tecumseh founded the Native American village the European Americans called Prophetstown, north of present-day Lafayette, Indiana. Prophets and we have brothers out there in Indiana. Hell, we know of a certain elder out there. It just may very well be this man that we're speaking about. Okay, and his brother may be still with him. We don't know, but just saying, we always come back, right? It says Prophetstown grew into a large multi-tribal community and a central point in Tecumseh's political and military alliance. Now I'm gonna go into his brother. That's the focal point. Tenskwatawa. Now that sounds like Hebrew. All right. Even the elder Malcolm, he read the Hebrew alphabet in reverse, and he made a point. He said, "Doesn't that sound?" He said, "You can't tell me that doesn't sound like how Native American, our Native American Indian brothers speak. How in the language they speak, it sounds just like it, which is Hebrew, man." It says Tenskwatawa, also called Tenskwatawa, Tenskwatawa, you got different variations of it. Born January 1775, died November 1836, was a Native American religious and political leader of the Shawnee tribe. Yeah, so where are you Shawnee tribes at, man? What you the elect, and we're only calling out to the elect of you, the Shawnee. Okay, when you see these videos that we're putting up, man, it is high time for you to wake up out of your deep sleep and come back to your roots, that you are of one of the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, and you are to come back to your roots. That's a commandment given straight from the Most High, Yahweh, and his son, Yahushua. Now is the time of the great awakening. Now is the time for you to come back to the fold, all right? There should be Shawnee camps out there, man, teaching, okay? As well as the other North American Indian tribes out there who believe this word that we're preaching, go out there and teach, man. Take this, what we're telling you, learn about it, and go teach. It says, known as the prophet or the Shawnee prophet. He was a younger brother of Tecumseh, a leader of the Shawnee. In his early years, Tenskwatawa was given the name Lala Withaka. He makes a loud noise, the noisemaker, or the rattle. Of the Red Stick Creek Indians, he was once the town drunk. Hey, see now hey, you know, the Lord worked, like they say in the world. The Lord works in mysterious ways. You may have a man that in the faith, in the truth, that drinks a lot, but be mindful. All right, the Most High could be dealing with him directly, okay, and showing him many things, showing him many visions, man. All right. So be mindful. The Lord chooses his men, no matter what. And but he was known as the town drunk. But about 1805, after a stupor so deep that he was believed dead, he awoke and said he had visited the master of breath. In other words, he was so damn drunk, man, they thought he was dead. But pretty much, he was in a like a trance, and he saw the Most High. Okay, and it says, and been shown a heaven with game and honey for those who live virtuously and traditionally. He was, which is really following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And traditionally, he was a mestizo, but he transformed himself into an influential spiritual leader. Tenskwatawa denounced the Euro-American settlers, calling them calling them offspring of the evil spirit, pretty much calling them the sons of the devil. Because why? When he was in that deep sleep, the master of breath, right? Because the Most High, what? The Most High breathed into our nostrils the breath of life. He said that he said that these Edomites, man, were the offspring of the evil spirit, which is Satan, man. And why did he say that? Because when he was in that stupor, all right, uh, he was in a trance. The Most High showed him that these people, these Edomites, were indeed the physical counterparts of the devil. Tenskwatawa denounced the Euro-American settlers, calling them offspring of the evil spirit, and led a purification movement that promoted unity among the Native Americans. Right, because pretty much the Most High showed him that they were all one. All right, rejected acculturation to the settler way of life, including alcohol, and encouraged his followers to pursue traditional ways. He was called a prophet, right? So, that's bad, man. And I'm, pretty much I'm reading this to you. I didn't read this beforehand. Spirit told me to get this. The spirit been heavy on me, like an angry spirit. Like, why all these things is happening and you don't hear too much of these of the North American Indian brothers speaking out more and more, going, taking it to the streets against these devils, man, against Trump, against these devils. Like, what the hell what's going on, what they're doing. So it's time for you brothers to wake up. That's the message. Now this is gonna be a continual thing. I'm gonna close it out, but this is gonna be a continual thing, and all the GMS camps, man, should start doing this. This should be a new wave right now, and a wake up and bring the message to our North American Indian and Seminole Indian brothers to wake the hell up and stop their buffoonery and drunkenness and get away from the dumbness and come back to who they really are, man. This message should be pushed on a regular basis more so than ever. And that's the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So yeah, so with that, I know this has been a quick lesson. I'm gonna revisit this, of course, and this is just a sounding of the trumpet for our Gadite brothers, our Native American Indian brothers, and Seminole Indian brothers to wake up to who you really are and come back to the fold. And we're gonna keep this going through the spirit and power of our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. And with that, this is Elder Sakuran, GMS New York camp signing off. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Shalom to the elect.